Hey YouTube, welcome back to another gameplay commentary. And to start off the new season, I thought this was actually a great game to kind of showcase what the season is all about. And this game is going to particularly focus in knowing how to deal with dive as a support. Now, I did make a video about this a while back. However, this one is going to focus more on like a team-based environment. So this is 6v6. We're 6-stacked, and the enemy is also 6-stacked in this rank game as well. We were all Eternity last season, or High Celestial, and I believe the enemies were as well. So we all started off at a high rank like Diamond 3 or something like that off the reset. But this game is going to showcase kind of how to deal with dive. And just right off the rip, we're getting dove like crazy. You can see they have the Captain America, Spider-Man, and Venom, and even a Magic too. And so pretty much what Cloak and I want to do is we just want to juggle our abilities on each other, right? Cloak wants to bubble her feet. I want to shield the Cloak, and we kind of want to sit in there and we just want to heal each other as best we can to keep each other alive. I know in ranked a lot of the time it doesn't really happen unless, like, say you're duo queued with your healer or you have another good healer on your team. But as you can see there, we were able to survive the initial onslaught. Now, after Cloak dies, I know I'm screwed, so I have to kind of jump back. And that's exactly what we end up doing there. And now we're just kind of healing our teammates. We have to recognize that we're solo heal, so we do have to play a little bit careful here until Cloak can come back. So I'm pushing Venom off me, and I get a nice double jump back, but unfortunately Captain America is able to hit me with his shield, and he's able to kill me, which is unlucky. Kenny tries to get a nice little cheeky cap here, but he's not able to do so. Unfortunate for Kenny. In any case, though, yeah, I feel like this season in particular is really heavy in dive, and it's made the rank games really, really tough. And I don't know if you guys have been facing it as much as I have been, but especially against the Venoms, the Spider-Mans, and all of that kind of stuff, it's been really, really hard. So hopefully this video can shed some light on what to do against that dive and how to deal with it, at least from more of like a team-based environment. And this is really going to start taking place round 2. Unfortunately, like, we don't adapt till round 2. So if you want to get straight to that, content, then it's going to be round 2. But in any case, though, round 1, here we are. This was a really bad ult by me. So I was kind of getting pressured here, and I didn't realize that we pretty much like killed 4 or 5 of them, sort of like not back to back to back, but like we spaced out the killing. So I didn't realize we had killed all of those players. And I kind of just ripped my ult because I was like 1 HP. Captain America was on me. So in hindsight, that was a really, really bad ult. But that's another reason why dive can be really hard to deal with, is because it forces you to sort of make those split-second decisions. And I've kind of talked about this in previous videos. But whenever the enemy is diving you, you're forced to just kind of make those fast decisions to see, it's like, hey, do I have to ult? Do I not have to ult here? That kind of stuff. So here we're trying to keep our Cloak alive, but unfortunately Spider-Man ends up killing us. And I don't know if we actually end up winning this fight. Kenny's doing a really good job on the thing so far. Actually, because we're talking about dive here and knowing how to deal with it, let's talk about 2 tanks that are actually really good at dealing with dive. One is the Thing, of course, and that's because he has the cripple on his dash, right? So when you say if the enemy has a BP or a Magic or a Psylocke, and the Thing comes back to try to peel for the backline, it can actually be really, really beneficial for the backline because you can lock down that enemy dive because they can't dash if he's in, or if they're in his field, if that makes sense. And so that means they're just like kind of free to kill. Another really good character, another really good tank at helping to deal with that is going to be Emma Frost, right? The new release that just dropped. She is really, really strong right now, in my opinion, and I'll probably have some content later on discussing her more in depth. But she's extremely strong right now, and she's actually really, really good at helping your backline deal with dive because of her ability to choke slam and all that kind of stuff. By the way, the fact that Captain America got out right there is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I was so mad. I was like, whatever, bro. We lost this round. But we ended up switching over to Loki here. I'm still on Invis. We're trying to touch, but, anybody that plays this game, we kind of know, like, hey, this point's kind of chalked. We already Loki switched, I think, and I'm about to get my ult, but I'm like, we're just kind of dead here. Like, we're 2 Invis women, like, amongst this team. There's no way we're going to live. So, unfortunately, we are going to lose this round. But like I said, we end up adapting to the next round. And so the way we go about this is we say, okay, these guys obviously are just relentless. They're playing a broken comp. What are we going to do about it? So we're going to go Rocket. And this is going to be a great Rocket game because, again, they're diving. Rocket has pretty good survivability. And also, Rocket got a lot of buffs recently, right? Being able to burst heal now is absolutely insane with his right click. However, you have to hit somebody with that right click. So if you like kind of shoot the heal off to the side of them, it'll still heal them. It'll do like that healing over time effect, but it won't burst heal them. And you want to get the burst heals off. So you got to make sure you're aiming right at the person. You got to make sure the orb physically hits that person. And so we're going to switch to Rocket here for that. And we're also going to go an Adam comp with Loki and Star-Lord. And so we are going to be able to pretty much like survive a lot of this dive, right? Loki is probably the best healer in the game at dealing with dive. First off, Adam has great burst heals, and obviously Soul Bond too whenever we need it. And then Rocket has great burst heals now too with his right click, and he's got a res beacon. So essentially, we're going double or actually triple res comp if you consider Star-Lord and Adam being able to self res. So we're going to triple res comp, and yeah, we're just going to see how this plays out. But this is essentially the comp that we sort of adapted to. So right off the rip, it's obviously not going well. Yo, after this play, I was like, nah, bro, we're done. We're toast. But of course, they have ults, right? And so we didn't. So we're like, all right, like, you always try to find the good in something, okay? And so the good right there is like, hey, they just wasted like 2 ults or whatever the case. Or they just wasted an ult. They wasted Spidey ult. So whatever. In any case, though, we're going to place this res beacon back here. And the only thing we're going to do this game, of course, is we're going to sit back. We're going to try to burst heal from across the map. All right. Now, Adam did get a slight nerf. Actually, he got a pretty big nerf with the Soul Bond, in my opinion. I talked about it in my patch notes video. But they nerfed the Soul Bond by increasing the cooldown from 30 to 40 seconds. So I actually didn't really think Adam was that good this season because of that, or like nearly as good. They did buff his ult, though. But his Soul Bond's still going to be really good, and as long as you can time it really, really well, like to counter, say, big ults or like super, super heavy dives like what's going on now, then I think it's completely fine to play him. And again, into 3 healer comps, I think he's good. But if you're not playing Adam in 3 healer comps, I don't think he's the best. So in any case, though, we were able to survive that, and actually things started looking up from here. The second that happened, I was like, okay, hold on, like we actually have something. Then I think Bucky got pulled off the map. But no, he's good. He's good. He's chilling. And we end up killing Captain America. And now I just kind of want to make a home up here. You know, make a nice little raccoon home up here. Discussing, or I'm trying to think about where to place the res beacon, but they were killing it earlier. So I was like, whatever. I'm going to place it back here. And then to my surprise, I see a Venom. I'm like, huh? There's a Venom back here. Now, what's cool is Rocket's actually really, really good at killing Venom. If you guys can see, I just like absolutely melted his HP bar there, which is nice. But we end up placing the res beacon back, and yeah, of course, what we want to do is we just want to heal everybody. You know, that's kind of obvious. But yeah, we just want to spam right click and try to get all our ult up. That's pretty much it. But we are playing inside here because we have Adam Soul Bond. And then we end up playing back because we don't want people to aggro onto us a little bit. And we're just spamming right click. Dude, look at this healing, man. Like, it's actually crazy how long you're able to keep everybody alive by yourself now when you're healing. One thing that's also important to note is that because Rocket Ult's now a mini Trank, teams actually want to shoot and kill it. And so you just have to make sure that you place Rocket Ult in team fights in like positions that make it harder for the enemy to shoot it. I know that might kind of sound obvious, but before I feel like you could just sort of place it wherever you wanted to because people weren't really focusing it, but now people actually focus the Rocket Ult. We're just chilling. Now we have our ult. This is really good. This is really, really hard to break this, by the way. Like, if you're playing into a comp like this, and, you know, we have ults now, we have Rocket Ult, it's really, really hard for the enemy team to break through this defense. But we got a res beacon, so we're going to go back here, just drop it back here. I don't really know if that's the best place to place it on this map, but I feel like it is. They were killing it earlier, so good Soul Bond. Spider-Man's trying to pull somebody off the map, you know, whatever the case. But we end up dropping our ult here. Probably what you want to do with Rocket Ult. I don't think that was the best placement for it. I kind of want to place it behind the behind that little panel right there that I'm looking at. And I think that's a lot better because I'm still getting the ult benefit to all my allies, and it's much harder for them to hit it. But I think it ended up working out for us right there, so that was pretty good. And yeah, we're just, you know, we're taking an off angle here with Rocket, and we're just trying to spam right click on all our allies. Look at Bomber, dude. He's literally not dying. Or Monster Bee. He's literally just not dying. Like, they're trying to kill him and they can't kill him. No, honestly, bro, this serves them right. This actually serves them right for what they were trying to do to us at the beginning. They actually just hopped off of him because they couldn't kill him. Second I get gone on, of course, I'm just running in. I'm just running in here and playing with my teammates. I think one big mistake I see a lot of people make is that, and it's kind of natural, it's a natural reaction, but when they get gone on, they run away from their allies, right? And like I said, that's a natural reaction to getting gone on. But what you want to do is run towards your allies because, see, the thing is, like, when you get gone on, your initial instinct is to run backwards, right? It's like, oh, if I somehow run backwards, it it'll make the enemy not chase me, or I'll be safer. But like obviously that's just not true at all. The safest option is being with your team because they can actually help you out, right? Like the thing can cripple the enemy, get them off of you. Adam can soul bond you, they can burst heal you, all that kind of jazz. So it's almost like you have to fight your initial instinct when you get gone on, and you actually have to like run forwards and run towards your allies. Not all the time, but like I'd say a solid 9 times out of 10, that's probably how you should be playing it. But yeah, as you guys can see, we sort of adapted the comp to deal with them. Every single character in our team comp has some sort of role to play, right? Like I said, Rocket survivability, res beacon, burst heals from afar. In fact, Rocket's probably one of the best healers right now in the game ever since his buffs, so it's just silly for us not to have him. Loki has the lamps, has his own survivability to deal with everything. Of course, has another big ult, so we can like double Rocket all if we want to. And then of course, Adam has burst healing. He's got soul bond, which in and of itself is kind of like a mini ult, and has also a res. And then of course we have the thing being able to keep enemies off of us with his cripple, and he's able to tank, of course, because he is a tank. And then we have Star-Lord that fits well into the res comp. And then same thing with Bucky too. Bucky's pretty good at dealing with dive with this hook. If he gets a good hook off, he can actually kill people. So every single character has its role here, and we were able to sort of win this. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to point. We're going to go ahead and get point here. And on this map, you want to place your res beacon somewhere up top. So I'm like looking, I'm like, all right, let's see, let's place it over here. I think this would probably be a pretty good spot. I usually like putting it on my side or sort of in the middle right there. But I see this start to collapse, so I'm like looking at my res beacon, like, I think this is going to get destroyed. So I kind of destroy it. And then we're going to go back up here and place it down. So this is kind of like where I like placing my res beacon, right around this little corner. I don't want to do it on their side because, you know, they'll probably destroy it. But we end up placing our ult down, which is great. And one important thing to note about Rocket Ult is that it actually physically doesn't heal you. So Rocket Ult is an overshield, and it's a consistent overshield. So it's kind of like Mantis Ult from the overshield part of it, where it's consistently giving you an overshield, but it's not physically healing you. So you still have to heal your allies inside Rocket Ult if they're already weak, if that makes sense. But we're able to live here. Star-Lord ends up rezzing. Res comp is still going strong, honestly. I know they also nerfed Loki too, or sorry, I know they nerfed Adam and they nerfed Loki, of course, but res comp still goes pretty strong, and they nerfed Star-Lord as well. So we just want to dodge this mag ult, and yeah, dude, that guy did not know who to shoot. He didn't know who to shoot so long that like it just ended up getting broken. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I haven't felt any pressure at all since like the second round, switching to this character. And look how much like we're healing Bomber. I know that Loki's healing him there too, but if you are getting those right clicks off, that's the one thing I don't like about Rocket as much, is his healing can feel a little inconsistent, because if you're not getting those right clicks like directly onto the person, you're not healing as much as you were last season, right? But if you're getting them directly onto the person, you're healing way more than you were healing last season. So it's like a little inconsistent, and it all kind of just depends on the player. But of course, we get a res beacon back up, so we want to put it down. And they just cannot break this defense at all. Walk into the Loki lamp. And we're just playing with our team here, just trying to maneuver around a little bit, healing the other healers. I want to wait for this cloak ult a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and place up my ult. And yeah, I mean, honestly, once this goes off, it should just kind of be coffins. They should just lose this game. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a better understanding now at how to deal with dive, or like at least seen a better team comp. I thought this was kind of like a pretty good game to go over. Hold on, is there some signs of life here? Is there some fight going on? What's going on here? I thought this was over. Little strange pour back in, but no, they're dying. They're dying. We got to res off on Loki too, so Loki's gonna respawn back up there. But yeah, hopefully like you know, you guys just have like a better understanding sort of like on some team comps on how to deal with dive. Dive is really, really crazy this season. I've lost a lot of games. It's felt like a lot of times where I just can't have any impact in the game because of how much dive is going on. So try to suggest to your team to sort of switch to a comp that's going to allow that. Almost every single time we switch to a triple healer comp when they have a lot of dive, it counters it. And I think like that's the best thing that you want to do, is you want to switch to those team comps. So that's my advice for you for this season. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you did, I'll be happy to keep doing this. Just let me know in the comments down below. And until the next video, see ya.